answers about your ancestors. All I see in front of me are parasites, so that must make me the host. And what a host I am. 50% Prince, 50% Charming. Give it up for me, your host, Gene Poole.
Oh, Gene.
And give it up for my guests who are 100% offended, Tom and Marcus. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Gene.
No worries, it's a pleasure. So as I stated, I will be providing you with all the info I could get on your family name using the free version of Ancestry.com. I'm not paying for it, all right?
No, fair enough. I understand.
We don't make any money from this podcast, so I'm not putting any money into it.
Understandable.
Yeah.
So this info is also going to include my family history as well. So we're all in this together. And hopefully the information I reveal today does not turn the both of you into King Richards, aka King Dicks, like the question asker's boyfriend.
Yes.
We'll see. I do have a history of being high-blooded.
He's like, oh no, my past.
Yeah, you're about to get cancelled. I'm going to cancel your ancestors, Marcus, which will in turn cancel you.
Yes, down the line.
So, as we like to say around here, there's no time like the present to find out your past. So let's get into it.
Nice.
So this information is from the 20th century, by the way. So it's recent ancestry, and this has to do with what the majority of our ancestors did for a living. Okay. So that it's broken up into men and female. So if you guys had to guess what the males of your family, what the majority of them did for work, what do you think it would be?
I would say it's probably some sort of physical labouring job.
I got to admit, it's got to be physical labour. That's easy enough.
Smack bang, nothing too shocking here. Majority of them in our family worked as labourers, so that's nothing interesting. But it's when we get to the women is where it gets interesting. So the majority of my family lineage, the women, were bookkeepers.
Oh, yeah.
Marcus's were stenographers.
What's that?
Like people who like take notes in court and shit like that.
Yeah.
How are your typing skills, Marcus?
I'm an amazing I can't touch type for shit. But yeah, I'm all right.
Mine were the astronauts, right? All of those female astronauts.
No. You're going to wish it was the astronauts once you hear this one, Tom. This is the juicy one here, Marcus.
Ooh.
So the majority of the females in Tom's family, at a whopping 67%, unpaid domestic duties.
Oh, okay. Housemakers. Homemakers.
Going by those numbers, I'm pretty sure Tom's ancestors invented the glass ceiling. I'm pretty sure they're the ones responsible for that.
Yes, proud of it.
So I'm sorry, Tom, for using your family tree to commit family treason. Hey, but the numbers don't lie, all right?
It's truth sometimes has to be told.
Exactly. So I'm going to end here with some good news to finish off, all right? So this is the average life expectancy of our family line between the 1960s and early 2000s. Mm-hmm. So around this time, the general population was like 70 to 75, right?
Okay.
Marcus's family line, 81. That was their average. They're above average. Pretty good.
Pretty good. I'll take it.
I better win this, by the way. I just want to say I better win.
Tom's is a real juicy number, 89.
Wow.
Well above the average.
Tom, your family is... Nice. What about yours, Damien?
Then we come to the cream of the crop, baby. The average life expectancy of my family, 62.
Oh, no, Damien, no. That's not what you want to hear.
We are well and below
Yes, we are well below the average. So going by that, I've got about 31 years left on this planet, which is a bit sobering. But the good news for you guys is you have a good 20-year stretch where you get to host the podcast without me. So that's good. That's some positive news.
I think that's the time where we can finally talk about how we really feel about Damien, to be honest.
Exactly.
It's not that far away, so that's okay. I can hold out, Marcus, if you can.
I'm there. I'm waiting.
You're just going to rename the podcast Spit on Your Grave, and it's just going to be insulting me for an hour straight.
People would listen.
All right, so that has been This Is Your Past Life. I've been Gene. You've been great. Say hi to your mum for me. Good night.
Beautiful, Gene Paul.
Gene he's just left the chat. Sorry. Bye, Gene. We miss you already.
Yeah.
So let's wrap this up for karate then. What do we want to say?
I feel like it's a very easy answer. He is visiting Dumpsville right now. I don't want to be a part of any boyfriend, girlfriend, partner situation where he thinks he's better than me for anything, let alone blood that was in his system from 150 years ago. Fuck that guy.
As Marcus said, off with his proverbial head.
Yeah.
I agree with both of you. I feel like you're supposed to be equals, and putting yourself in this situation and saying that you're better than somebody else, it's a no from me. So karate,
no.
Karate chop for Karate's boyfriend.
Karate chop off his head.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
That's
Maybe
it.
we'll leave it there for karate. I might go next with this one if that's cool. Cool.
Yes.
This one is going to come from cross country.
Oh.
Now, I was a bit of a runner back in the day, and I still like to run.
Definitely were. Yeah, you definitely were. Yeah.
The joke is that I run everywhere. I run and dance. The way I dance is by running. Marcus can attest to that.
If you ever see Tom dancing, he's actually running on the spot. That's his dance move. So he's the running man. He's yeah, exactly.
So the running man was a godsend for Tom when that came in vogue.
No, I'm pretty sure he invented it. He invented it.
I am the man himself, the running man himself. But I used to do cross country, and my claim to fame was running when I was in grade 4, I believe, in the state championships for cross country. I recently had found the booklet of like a list of all the runners running alongside some of the greats that you might realise out there, boys. Scott Pendlebury was running amongst in my race as well. He's a Collingwood football player.
Yeah.
Also a Joel Selwood, also a football player for Geelong Football Club. So obviously we all had great success in the sporting world, and we went on to great things.
How dirty were you, Tom, when you weren't in the AFL draft pick the same year those two were? Were you like, I'm supposed to be there?
Well, I didn't find out that I haven't achieved my great potential that I had from grade 4 until I found this book at the age of 30 and realised, oh boy, I've got a very different path.
Now, do you actually know the results? Like, was that in the booklet or anything like that, Tom?
I don't know how they did, but I'm assuming that they got worse than 56th place, which is where I placed in this. So.
Hey, how many entrants?
57. So I didn't do too bad. No, nice. I'm not sure. I think it was probably over 100 at least. So I mean, mid-tier, that sort of makes sense. Good. But that's my it's probably one of my greatest sporting achievements, because it's better than me not making the grand final team of my under 12s football club when I was in grade 6, which we don't talk about.
Did you get okay? You got cut. Let's move on. It's a sore subject.
I was cute without the E. If you catch my drift. All right. So
what does cross country have to say for themselves?
So cross country writes, is it okay to use my neighbour's pool when they aren't home? Okay. Lately, it's been so hot that when my neighbours aren't home, I've been hopping the fence and going for a refreshing swim. I asked a while back if I could, and they said no, but I've been doing it anyway. Now, apparently, one of my busybody other neighbours told them, and they made a big deal about it. I don't get what the issue is. Why shouldn't I swim? I'm not causing any problems. Cross country.
Wow, cross country. Wow. How could
I know why Tom picked this question, because you live next door to Marcus. Marcus had a pool.
Yes.
Did you ever do this, Tom? I'm guessing you guys are obviously closer than the people in this question if they had a problem with it. But were you ever just jumping over and jumping in the pool?
I got to say, Marcus, your family would spend an extended amount of time over down by the beach around Christmas time. And I have to tell you, unfortunately, I would never, ever do that to you or my brother. And there's no way I would ever jump into your pool unattended, uninvited.
I appreciate it. I mean, look, even if you did, you can reveal it now, Tom, I wouldn't care.
Nope,
mainly because, you know what, I can trust you're not going to pee in my pool. All right, that's
true.
That's the most important reason why you don't allow people in your pool. You don't know if they can hold their bladder or not.
I have to ask, Tom, hearing you say that, I'm not going to lie, my gut reaction is, this man's a goddamn fool. That's a clean crime right there.
It's a fool. That's a fool right there.
It's a clean crime. It's not actual fresh water, Damien. It's chlorine. It doesn't make you clean.
Exactly. They cleans you.
No, it doesn't.
What I'm trying to say is, you can see the pool from your window. Surely you thought about it. Surely it crossed your mind.
No, look, to be honest, like I said, we had a good enough relationship, and maybe it would have been that no really perfect pool days fell on the times when Marcus wasn't around, or maybe it was that, one of his older brothers were there and would possibly powerbomb me into the pool whether I wanted, if they saw me on their property.
See, if they saw Tom on the property, they would have loved it because Tom was the perfect rag doll for their wrestling pleasures. Like they would tombstone him into the pool, tombstone pole driver into the pool with no questions asked. They'd be like, "Hey, this is fun, no worries." So it was risky for Tom.
Fair enough. I mean, look, I'm not going to lie, Marcus. Seeing as we're all being upfront about your pool right now, let's do it. Gene, that's his surname. You peed Gene in here.
Yeah, you peed in it, didn't you?
No, like there were definitely times where like Tom said, your family went away, and I had a discussion with like our friend Shane to be like, maybe we could just go to Marcus's and use the pool. They'll never know. And it's like, we definitely thought about doing it when like nobody was at your house, but we never did it because we were always very scared of your dad. So like we don't want to be caught by him.
I think what you should really be scared of is the guard dog watching from the window, being me, as I lean out and start barking at you guys to try and scare you off. Because Marcus, you're my boy. I'm going to protect that pool of yours.
That's it. See, the thing with my house, I have 3 other siblings. As well as my parents, there's always someone home, like always. So you were never going to get away with it, Damien, ever. Lucky I didn't do it.
So this person here is saying that it's acceptable, even after being told no to not do it. He's just like, big F you. He said, I'm going to be across country and I'm just going to jump in that pool and across my boundaries and just have a swim.
Yeah, like they obviously do not have the relationship for it. Like it makes me think of when I was younger and I kicked the ball over a neighbour's fence and you think, I'll just jump over for 2 seconds, grab the ball and I'm out. But every now and then you'd have that awkward situation where you jump over, be running to get the ball, look up and your neighbour would be like having a drink in their backyard and you just be like, oh, I'm sorry. And then you like awkwardly run and jump back over the fence. So like even those like kind of like small interactions were always embarrassing for me anyway.
But it's embarrassing as a kid, but now that we're adults and we all have our own places, if you saw a kid jump into your backyard to grab a ball, like, I mean, if you see them with the ball in hand, would you actually care? I mean, I personally would be like, it's fair enough. Why? Like, as an adult, you don't care. Pool's different on the other hand, though. Like, there's a lot of things with the pool. You ask the question, like, cross country asked the question, can I do it? And they said no. Now, there's a number of reasons why you could say no. I mean, you don't want to put, like, there's a lot of things that can go wrong with a pool, like a lot of damaging, like filters and all that. That's one reason. The other reason is, especially if you're a kid and they're adults, is what if you drown in the pool? There's no supervision, like there's that aspect of it. Like, there's a lot of dangers. And that's what they're probably saying, well, we don't want you there for that reason.
I feel like, Marcus, your dad would be much angrier if instead of finding that there's pee in the pool, there's a Pete and he's dead in the pool.
God.
Yeah. No Pete's in this pool. No. Yeah, exactly. My dad would resuscitate him and then kill him again. It's
outside of the pool, though. Don't ruin the pool chlorine.
Yeah, don't ruin the pool chlorine.
The pH is off.
I think I agree with Marcus in that, like, a pool just feels more like weirdly intimate for some reason, and not like intimate in a sexual way. It's just like there are fluids and you're like going in a pool that like my family goes in. Like, it just doesn't feel good to think about.
I want to run this by you because when we were kids, Marcus, we used to play hide and seek in people's front yards, and we would sort of go through the street and sometimes up the other street, which was the real big boy move when you added the adjacent street and have like be crawling in people's bushes, climbing up people's trees and stuff like that. What level do you find that acceptable as well? Or like, I guess, what is the line that you draw within being on someone's property, I guess?
I remember hiding in somebody's, like, the tray of their ute when we used to play hide and seek in the street. And to think about it now, like, I'd probably give a kid a spray if I caught him doing that in my car. I mean, let's be real, I would never own a ute, but like, you know, I was definitely imposing on like people's property, and like, you know, even though I'm a kid, I think it's uncool.
100%. I feel like we did the wrong thing. Like, if as an adult, if I saw a kid in my tree or something like that, I don't have any front yard trees, but if I saw that, I'd be like, oh man, just get out of my, like, come on, don't go in your own. Like, I wouldn't be angry at him. I wouldn't spray him. I'd be like, all right, guys, get out now. Like, I'm not cool like that. All right.
I guess The most guilty person in this scenario when we did it was me, because I was the oldest one of the group, and I'm pretty sure I probably did it when I was maybe 17 or 18 years old, because our youngest friend is 4 years younger than me, and when he wants to play hide and seek, I'm like, sure, I'll climb onto the neighbour's roof with you and hide from Marcus while he walks around.
Yeah. Our friend would come up with the craziest ideas, and Tom would be like, yeah, all right, let's do it. Why not? I remember there was one situation where there was one house where there was a gate to this person's backyard that was always permanently open, or it didn't exist, or whatever it was. So we would just hide in that backyard. It was the weirdest. Like, we knew he wasn't home. We're like, fuck it, we're going to hide in this backyard. Perfect hiding spot. Not cool.
That man, I feel like he lived in our street, Marcus, but I don't think I ever saw him. I'm pretty sure he was some sort of a murderer of some sort. So we were very lucky to be surviving going on his property.
Yeah.